Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
A minute, see? Yep. There we go. Yep. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday.
Good morning.
It is show number 39 of the Sharon podcast on DennyRadio. I think Den Run's easier to say. The Den Run, the Den Run. Sharon, but I want to give you the lead. Shared
really,
because you have been in my shadow for our 25 years of marriage because of my awesome radio career.
Yeah, that's all right because my identity isn't rolled up in that.
All right, can you hear the cold that the woman has? She finally, and it's so awesome, modern medicine, connected up with her doc on the phone. A doc, whoever, didn't matter. AI, could be anybody, and boom. Called in prescription to Kroger. I ran up there and got it. And now she's finally on some, antibiotics, I believe.
Holy smokes. It's like a horse pill.
Yeah, it's huge. Anyway, she's had a rough couple of days, actually rough pretty much all week.
Yeah.
Didn't even make it to church on Sunday.
Gosh, I'm so bummed too. Easter Sunday of all.
Oh, awesome service. But anyway, go to Soma City. You can see the video because they posted it. Anyway, before we start talking about our weekends and we celebrate a heavenly birthday, it's time to welcome our Monday sponsor, Glass City Staging and Design.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I am the owner of Glass City Staging and Design, where we specialize in helping sellers maximize the appeal and value of their homes to potential buyers. So what is home staging and why does it work? Well, to me, home staging is transforming a property to make it as attractive as possible to potential buyers. With the use of modern furniture, trendy decor, and a specific design plan, we're creating that welcoming feel and connection that buyers are really looking for when walking through your home. At Glass City Staging, we take a personalized approach to every home that we stage, carefully assessing each property to work with its existing features and create a look that's both stylish and functional. So if you're looking to sell your home in 2025 and want to ensure that it stands out in today's market, we would love to help you. You can book a free consultation through our website at www.glasscitystaging.com, or you can reach us by phone at 419-304-4822. Are you marketing your house to its home potential?
Yes, Brittany, go girl.
She's really good. Well, that younger generation on the camera, on the phone, they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, but she's really good with the whole business. I mean, she is been slammed. She's handling it. I mean, I am super proud of her. So, so call Brittany for decorating, staging, consultation, anything, because 'tis the season, people. Get your houses ready for the market.
It is.
And before you show that,
okay.
Atlanta is representing on Instagram today.
What's up, Atlanta?
Darina Yankee, she's watching.
Darina.
I know.
Nice.
She says hi.
What's up?
She's so cute.
I hope we can get down there sometime this summer. Don't know, though, because of the diabetic cat, and kids aren't willing to stay at the house. All right, right there. There she is, my beautiful mother, Pat. Pat Schaefer would have been 91 years young today. Happy birthday, Mom.
Wow. Shoot, we should have had a birthday song. What year is that picture from?
Don't know, but it was hanging in my radio studio forever.
I'm guessing maybe like 80. How old was she when she passed away?
84, I believe.
So I'm guessing maybe 80. I mean, she looks great there.
82. Maybe she was 82. I don't remember. She
looked great.
Yeah, she always had her hair all dialed up. Yeah. She always went to the beauty shop and got her hair done.
The beauty salon.
And, she was always very fashionable.
Yeah.
Anyway, miss you dearly, Mom. And I know you'd be proud of us, all of us kids. And I'm not going to talk much more because I'll get emotional. All right, weekend. Well, Sharon didn't do a whole lot because she wasn't feeling well. She was, kind of down for the count most of the weekend. So she watched a lot of movies. I watched one with her.
I was going to say, we were blessed and very lucky that we did not get the flu and all of that here at the Schaefer compound
True.
like a lot of people did this year.
True.
Because it was going around. But this just kind of sums up our weekend right here. This was the extent of our menu.
There it is. Boom. So this was what, Saturday?
Saturday night.
She mustered up enough energy to go for a walk, and we were walking around the hood, the neighborhood hood, even though I think we're in the doghouse right now because we had planters.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
We got a letter, people. We got a letter.
We got a nice handwritten note.
With a copy of the...
We haven't been here before yet, so we don't really know the parameters.
We know. I knew there's no bird feeders in your front little...
We don't have bird feeders.
I know, but that means anything. You can't put anything that sits in the dirt in front of your condo. So we didn't get written up, but we were told to move it promptly. There were 2 planters. So I grabbed them and put them on the porch. They're okay on the porch, but not in the dirt. Anyway,
Which is so funny to me.
It is funny to me too, but that's kind of living. It's condo living.
Condo.
And then we got an email from them saying, hey, we're just gauging interest. Is anybody interested in doing a food truck event this summer?
I forgot to ask you if you got that.
I got it. I'm like, I don't know. Is it a Mexican food truck with margaritas? Yeah, I don't think they have those. I don't think they have booze trucks. Anyway, I haven't responded yet. I mean, yeah, I'm all for that. Getting to meet people here socially. Anyway, but so then we went to Arby's. I'm like, I'm in a mood for a fish sandwich, and I heard Arby's fish sandwich, their big classic with cheese, is really good. So I guess I didn't take a picture of that, did I?
You didn't.
I inhaled it.
I'm having my own little conversation between 2 women on the
Instagram
about the HOA.
I see that. Anyway, so I drove up to Arby's and I said, hey, I was going to get it for you anyway. I said, are you cool if I bring you home a whatever it is, a mint shake that Arby's is featuring right now? And you're like, send me back the big googly eyes.
Is that rhetorical? Well, because when you said, look at their menu and see what sounds good to you. So I pull it up. And of course, desserts, alphabetical order is one of the first menus. So of course I had to pop on that.
Right.
And there it was. Oh,
yeah. Show those again. Show these things. They're delicious, man. They got these little chunks of the chocolate and mint there on top. I'm going to say something that I never thought I would ever say.
And I know what you're going to say. That's blasphemous.
It's as good as a Chick-fil-A shake. I've said it. Don't strike me down. Because I know that's where Jesus eats. Anyway, it was very good. And the fish sandwich was huge and it was very delicious. And they gave me extra tartar sauce and it was wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So then we went home, or I got home, we ate, and we watched the Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown. And that's pretty much, you can see I'm not really interested in it at all.
You're actually looking down at your phone that's in your lap.
Oh, I am?
Meanwhile, Shem is staring daggers at me for whatever reason. Yeah.
But I was excited to see this Bob Dylan movie because it was up for a whole bunch of awards and he was up for the Oscar and, he did a great job.
No.
But it was stupid. I mean,
it wasn't stupid.
It was stupid.
It wasn't stupid.
In my opinion, it was stupid. And you're going to find when you show respect to people, today's topic of are you tangible ways of showing respect. And one of them is listening and allowing people to have opinions without calling them stupid. Anyway.
But so you could use the word stupid as a respect?
No, you can't. Anyway,
Kim on Instagram thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a good movie too. I just think Bob Dylan, I was never a fan.
Bob Dylan.
I think he's just kind of out there. I couldn't understand his whole, women were throwing themselves at him. He must have been a really nice guy.
He wasn't nice looking at all, but whatever. It didn't matter. He was a rock star. And so people loved him. You know how he challenged the system of folk music because he had the Stones to go electronic. I mean, I'm sorry. And then there were just random people would show up in the movie. The one girl, Becca, all of a sudden there's Becca's on his arm. And it's like, and then she bails because this isn't what I signed up for or whatever. And I'm like, people just dropping in and dropping out. I'm like,
well, no, I think
weird. The movie was okay. I give it maybe a 6. I guess that's not horrible, but it was just odd the way they shot it and the way they cut it. It was just like people would randomly be part of the movie with no backstory. Anyway, that's just my thoughts.
All right, now we got.
I'm still okay with watching it, but
we got the West Coast representing now too on Instagram.
Oh,
we got Atlanta, we got Toledo, we got
San Diego.
West Coast. Yeah, Shannon, Kim, and then let's see here, Sherry
from McCravers. So
she would have gotten a T-shirt today had we had them.
Yeah, we haven't got those made up yet.
Afternoon peeps.
What's up, Ricky?
Monica
Doll, happy Easter Monday. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom. Also, R.I.P. Pope Francis, the Pope of the people.
Of the people.
I liked him because he went against the grain, man. He did things that shook it up, and I like when people go against the grain. He didn't, and even with his funeral, he's not even going to be buried, in a like a normal place, and the funeral is going to be really, really simple. And I find it very, very interesting, though, and I don't want to go down the road of politics today, but
is he going to be cremated and smoked out of a cigar?
No, that's me. By the way, it's 22 days of no cigars and no alcohol.
That, you know what? No, I mean it. Seriously.
I made it. I did my 21-day fast.
Mm-hmm.
And now what? I don't know. Still working it out with God. Yeah. Anyway.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to be cremated.
So am I.
And instead of being put in a cigar, I'm going to have my ashes put in an hourglass, and then the kids can sit there and have it on their end table, and they can tip me over every few hours to be present with them.
That's actually funny.
Isn't that a good idea?
I wonder if you can do that. I mean, I imagine you could. An urn that is an hourglass. That's a great idea.
Well, guess what? Cigars on the hourglass.
Fine. That's fine.
You're one and done.
Shaped
forever.
Since you have an hourglass figure.
Ugh. After
that, that's why. Because I know
the Arby's sandwich.
I know you've been watching what you eat, and so I thought,
watching it go in my mouth is what I'm watching.
So I'm like, I was going to bring it home anyway. I thought, well, I'll ask her, see what she says, and you're like, duh, basically. Anyway, all right, back to the Pope. May he rest in peace. J.D. Vance had the last meeting ever
supper
with the Pope on Easter morning. And then the Pope, let's see, he made his last public appearance later that same day at Easter Mass at St. Peter's Square. And, the crowd went nuts. And Vance, and I like how they say this. I don't know why this matters. Vance, a Catholic convert who tussled with Francis in the past over immigration. Yeah, he wants the U.S. to take in everybody. Well, that's not the way it works.
Is his wife Catholic?
Says he is a Catholic convert. Like you're any less Catholic because you convert?
I know he converted. I'm thinking maybe his wife is Catholic.
Maybe. And
so wait a minute. So the Pope actually gave mass yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to go.
It says his last public appearance, same day at Easter Mass in St. Peter's Square, where he greeted the crowd in an open air Pope-mobile. So I don't know if he actually did mass, but anyway, he was there. But isn't it weird that J.D. Vance had the last meeting ever with the Pope, or one of them? I don't know if that means anything, but I'm sure the kooky, nutty internet is probably already reading into it, saying that J.D. Vance poisoned the Pope. Well, the Pope.
Oh my gosh, really?
Well, you know how stupid the internet is. The Pope's been sick for quite a while, and he's almost died like 8 times. So rest in peace, my
he had
man.
9 lives then, apparently.
Yep. He's like a cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
What is, let's see here, Steve.
Pastor Steve Bowerly.
They know who he is, Steve. So it doesn't matter. When there's an HOA, it doesn't matter.
So listen, we called her on the phone and she was like apologizing for having to write the letter.
Well, because she doesn't like to ever have to tell someone. But here's my defense. Just like I told the president when we had him, because we had flooding in our back, we were the only condo that had standing water behind our condo. And we just had to do a bunch of work for mold and mildew.
Toledo Basement Repair did an awesome job.
Anyway, and so I went to the president and said, look, we're the only condo, because, I had to busy myself around and look around the neighborhood to see if anyone else had standing water. And he just kept saying it was because of all the rain. Well, I'm like, well, then why doesn't anyone else have it? Anyways.
He said he had some too.
Yeah.
But apparently you didn't walk down far enough to see it. Or
I walked around the entire neighborhood.
Behind all the condos?
You can see. Anyway, so I flew my drone.
Yeah.
My shared drone.
Your drone. Okay.
Anyway, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, look at my
She was really nice about it.
She's
she
very
just
sweet.
said that and I said in my defense, look, we haven't even been here 6 months.
Nope.
So we're still learning the curve of what's acceptable and what's not, because some people are breaking the rules. Let's just say, because we make jokes as we walk around like we're going to be the Karen police squad.
Yep, we are. We're going to turn people in, rat them out.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have?
Your mom would have been 81 according to Rick.
91, Rick.
Dan,
she was born in 1934.
Yeah,
that would make her 91.
Yeah. Good afternoon from Dan.
Hello, Dan.
And Mary, future.
Ooh, odd HOA rules.
It's funny that you bring that up, because we were just talking about Wednesday's podcast and what we're going to talk about.
I don't know. Could we do a whole show on it?
Well, I don't know, because there's a couple people on Instagram chiming in with what they know about, HOAs too. So there you go.
We could do that, because remember when we did something at our house in Atlanta in Alpharetta and then found out that it was an HOA violation?
The fixer-upper?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
But because of who we are, they let it go. You're supposed to get approval before you put a roof on.
What? I don't know.
Tune in Wednesday. I'll tell you about it, if that's what we decide to do. Odd HOA rules. Thank you, Myrtle. My sister Mary.
Yep.
There's Mom, Myrtle. Patsy.
Hold that up to yourself. Do you? No, you definitely look like your dad.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
All
Big
right.
Don.
Today, people, this is what we're talking about. Small, tangible ways we can show respect to others, or ways that we do it already. And right before we ended Friday, Rob jumped on and said, return your grocery carts to the cart corral.
That's number one. That's my number one thing. And I still can't believe this day and age, people don't do it. If you got an issue with putting the cart away, then park right by the cart corral, so it's easier for you.
They do. Have you not seen that?
You know what I do sometimes? Like today, I went to Kroger to pick up your drugs. I look for carts that aren't put away, and I'll either use them or I'll put them away. It's my own little thing that I do as I'm cussing out the people that don't do it in my mind, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but it's my little game that I play. I'm like cart police. I'm like, I'm going to move stuff. Especially if you pull in and they put it right at the end of an empty space. And it's like, come on, you can't even move it out of the way so somebody can park here. Anyway.
Yeah. And then it rolls and then it hits your car.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good one, Rob.
Who was it? One of the stores said, we are not responsible for carts not in corral that hit your car and damage it.
Well, that should be true. That the grocery store chain is not out there doing it. It's lame people that don't have respect for anybody or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't put a grocery cart away, you got issues, man. You just do. I know that's horrible judgment. There it is. Boom. It is settled. Anyway, what do you got?
Oh, we're talking mom today, because now Mary is saying
Rick is correct. Mom was 81 when she died. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that what Rick said?
Well,
what did Rick say? 81 when she died. Oh, I thought she said she would have been 81. Yeah, he did say that. He said for the recording, Mrs. Schaefer. Oh, was 81 when she passed. Okay, my bad. Yeah, 81. All right, there you go. I guess my dad was 84. Anyway, so yes, and unfortunately, I always know Mom's death anniversary because it's Olivia's birthday, which I don't like, but it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like, toast to Mom, and then
your mom is celebrating with Olivia, right?
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, all right, what do you have? I got a bunch. So.
All right, well, first of all, let's look up the
respect.
meaning of the words.
All right.
So this is from Merriam-Webster. Respect is a verb or noun. The one that we're talking about today, though, is the verb to consider worthy of high regard, esteem. And then disrespect on the flip side is, of course, we know, lack special regard or respect for, to show or express disrespect or contempt for. How about disdain? Disdain would be a good word.
That's a great word.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So, speaking along the lines of grocery shopping, this is one that is a pet peeve of mine, but I make sure that I do it every single time. When someone is standing in the aisle and they're stepped back and they're looking at the items on the shelves to find what they want, people will cut in front of me all the time, just like nothing. And whenever I do, I always, because my parents, they taught us, you say, excuse me when you're stepping in front of somebody, regardless. So,
if somebody's standing there kind of gawking at the shelves, I'll go around them.
Yeah.
I don't go in front of them. I'll go, excuse me, and I'll go behind them.
I said that once to my sister, and she's cursing me now because now she notices it, and it totally annoys her when people do it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's one.
Okay. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. While you're waiting for the elevator door to open, stay back to let the people come off the elevator. Don't, as soon as the door opens, you bust on. Annoys me. It's wrong. Let the people get off. Kind of look around, say, hey, is there anybody in there? Nope. Boom. Then you skedaddle in. Skedaddle. That's a good word. Skedaddle. That's one of my pet peeves.
Now, let me ask you that. So do you stand there and hold the door open and allow people to go in front of you, or do you book in there first?
Did I get there first? And is it an old lady behind me?
What if it's this generation? What if it's Olivia and Josh generation? Do you role model to them to say, oh,
Honestly, I never noticed. I'm not on the elevator very often. The last time I was on an elevator was at the casino when I was doing a remote broadcast. And it was just me. So, no, I've held the door for people before. I don't remember if I hold the door so everybody can get on. Yeah, pretty sure that would be me, because that's my MO. I open car doors. I open doors for women, for you, Olivia. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that sounds like something I would do.
Okay.
So, there you go.
How about pulling over for a funeral procession?
Yeah, I don't do that.
That is so, it's very big down south.
Small town, big, and down south.
And it's big. So and the only reason I know this is because when my sister passed away, and from the funeral home to the cemetery, we came around the corner there on Haroon Road.
Holland, Sylvania, getting on Haroon.
Two Sylvania city workers working there, and they both stood up, stopped what they were doing, removed their hats, and stood there while we all processed by them. And it was so moving to all of us in the family.
It was unbelievable.
Close friends. But I mean, I tried to do that. Now I tried to do it on Stearns Road, and people behind me practically ran me off the road.
That's why you can't do it, because of the idiots. You can't do it. I say a prayer for them. I'll say a prayer when it's going by me or whatever, if I'm waiting for the light to change or whatever, for them to get through the light. Now I pray for them. Hopefully they knew the Lord, and comfort the family that's grieving. But if you try and stop now, people are either going to ram into you or lay on their horn, because
sometimes, though, that I have noticed, it's a chain reaction. If someone sees somebody doing it, they might do it, except for the people that are oblivious or whatever. But the time on Stearns, I actually went to the nearest driveway and pulled up over, but people were like flying by me. So,
I mean, people don't even pull over for emergency vehicles, for fire trucks and EMS and cop cars. It's crazy.
Folding or hanging up clothes on the hanger after trying them on at a store. Oh, girl, Christy, she is so right.
Spot on, Christy.
Yep. Although that's how I find a lot of good deals. I would find Ann Taylor or something like that on the floor, because I can't afford their clothing, but I can find the ones on the floor that are clearance. Rick, in Tennessee, they stop and get out of their cars. Yeah. I mean, that awesome. Is so.
I mean, for your sisters, when they're holding, they took their hard hats and put it over their hearts. I'm like, I've never seen that before. That was just so cool. Way to go, Sylvania.
Yeah, no, it was cool. And the thing is when we all see it, or we're the people that they're doing it, there is that awesome, amazing feeling that comes
Yeah.
over you. And it's like, do we pay that forward? Let's see here. What is Lori saying? Unfortunately, people don't have an act for the obvious or common sense anymore. More so since COVID. I call them out. If someone steps in front of me at the stores, I'll be like, excuse me, am I in your way or were you here first? I'll say, excuse me.
In a snarky voice. Way to go, Lori. Get all snarky.
Yeah.
Snarky up in here.
I have done, I'm like, excuse you, or, and of course I'll say it under my breath. I'm not as, she's right out there. So.
Hey, Wayne.
All right, Wayne. My dad said stop for funeral processions in the South. I'll stop. Yep. Right.
Oh, I love it. Obeys both of his fathers.
Yeah.
I like it, Tommy.
Is it going to annoy somebody if I got to put this in here? All right.
What?
You
do
go.
what? Okay, here's one, and I know you're going to laugh at me, and I don't care, but this just happened last week. Do not spit sunflower shells on the green at a golf course. Okay? That's a big freaking no-no.
Well, they're not peanut shells.
We're playing at Crooked Creek, and there was a group that was like 2 holes ahead of us, so I couldn't, get up there and go, hey, who's chewing the sunflower seeds? Anyway.
Like it was that many?
Yeah. Where you have to swipe them out of the way with your putter before you putt because they're little shells. And,
You sure it wasn't the birds? Asking for a friend.
No. I know sunflower seeds, and I know it was just on the green around the hole, around the cup. So somebody was putting, had to be, maybe it was more than one guy, but there was like every green, there was like a dozen. I'm like, okay, listen, I get it. I chew gum when I'm on the golf course. Some guys do, whatever they do, sunflower seeds, some chew tobacco, some smoke cigars, all of that. But if you're going to do it, so Brian Kratz, the owner, I told him, so what did he do? He took a little ride and he went up there and
oh my gosh, you're a Karen on the golf course.
It's bad for Ryan's golf course. It's bad. So he comes back, and of course he had a big fat cigar going, and I hadn't smoked a cigar in like 2 weeks, and I wanted to fight him for it. He comes up, he goes, they apologize profusely and they'll stop doing it. And they did, because we were still behind them. And then all of a sudden, none. So that's a big one right there. Show respect for fellow golfers.
Is it for fellow golfers or for the golf course?
Both. Respect the golf course, mainly. Okay, your turn.
This was one that was embedded in us growing up. Return the use of something better than you found it or that you got it.
Yeah.
Whether it's like every year we would rent a cottage and we would clean it up and make it look super shiny, clean before we left.
Mm-hmm.
That the owner's daughter would always want to come in after us because she knew she didn't have to do anything, or just, that was so embedded,
Yeah. I recently got my bike back. And
I knew you were going to share the story.
I recently got my bike back and it's in really bad shape. I'm just leaving it at that.
What else you got?
Okay. This is something that I am not very good at, but I try and do it. Let people in when they have to get over when you're driving, even if they messed up and they should have gotten over, because you could see the lane ending like right in front of you, you moron. Get over. Don't just like jam it over there. It's a little thing that I try to do. I don't always do it, but I try to. I'm like, I'm letting that person in because it's good juju, good karma by letting somebody in. And I love it when they do it and they actually give me are they in the middle?
Proverbial wave.
The proverbial wave, so you can see it between the seats.
So,
because I do that as well.
I find the wave is more prominent in the north, not so much the south. Have you noticed that?
I don't remember. The South is dead to me. Sorry, Tommy. Until we move down there in the winter.
How about holding doors open for people?
Oh yeah, I do that.
Car door.
I've done that forever.
Store door.
And Sharon will be like, I got my door. And I'm like, no, you don't. Even when she's driving, she'll go, I got the door. I'm like, no, you don't. It's my thing, man. I've always done it my entire life.
Yeah, you have.
I did
Well,
it.
and it's a good role model too for Josh.
I pray Josh does it.
And for Olivia to see how, you've always said to her, make sure your, guy opens the door for you.
And if a guy opens the door, then he's not necessarily raised right, but he's on the right track. There you go.
Okay, here's one. How about removing your shoes inside someone's house?
Yeah, I don't do that. I mean, I should. I don't always do it. If they have like if I see, when I walk in somebody's house and I see shoes sitting right there, automatically take them off.
Your whole family, they take off their shoes when they come in.
Yeah, I don't know.
At all your family gatherings, it's immediate. Everyone takes their shoes off at the door, and they usually that's why I take slippers now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Family parties. Yeah, I guess we do.
I mean, that was something we didn't grow up that way, but when we moved to the South, everyone down there, even though everyone in the South usually has hardwood floors, they're not bringing in the outside stuff on their feet. They leave it at the front door.
Right. See, I think I'm at that age where I don't have to take my shoes off, because you get to a certain age, you get away with
you got crusty toes?
No, because it hurts to sit down and bend down and put my damn shoes on. It's painful. It is painful. So I just soon eliminate some of that pain. Anyway, or I'm just a sissy. I don't know.
Or crotchety.
You get to an age where you get away with stuff. Maureen, my hubby opens my car door every time. So sweet. I'm a lucky gal. Yes, you are, Maureen. Hold on to him.
Girl, where have you been?
Treat him right.
I'm assuming you were off social media for Lent, is what my guess is.
Maybe.
Look, I'm getting in her business.
You are.
Kathy Cromwell, our new carpet costs $7,000. So yes, take the shoes off. Yeah.
There it is.
Because here's the thing. I mean, it's like you're bringing it, especially in the wintertime and all that.
Yeah.
Walk it in
that's different.
I know.
Wintertime, you always take them off.
Did I call it or did I call it?
Yep. She said Lent.
Yep. Worst thing for carpet is walking on it barefoot. The worst thing for carpet is walking on it barefoot.
Well, I have socks on. I don't know.
Well, I would not want people to walk in my house barefoot. I'll tell you. I might have to have disposable slippers at the front door.
For everybody that comes in?
Yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah, because I wear dark socks, and anyway, they get dusty.
How about showing respect by addressing employees actually by name? Like, for instance, when I check out at Kroger, I always look at the bagger's name tag, or and I thank them by name.
I do it at Costco.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good.
You got a bunch of the little.
I got a bunch of these. I got a bunch of those online. You know what? I should give a shout out to Al though, and I'll do this on my show later. So I go to Saturday mornings, and I know I'm ADD, but I just thought of it, and I'll forget. So Pastor Steve and I went to what is it called? Red Star Diner over by his store and more. Anyway, we went there for breakfast on Saturday, and a guy named Al stopped me, and he goes, "How's retirement?" I said, "Dude, I'm not retired. I'm doing a podcast with my wife, and I'm doing afternoons." "Oh, great. I'll have to tune in." So I chatted with him for a minute, and I said, "You still listening, right?" He said, "Oh yeah, I still listen to him." He goes, "Not the same without you, blah, blah, blah." But he still listens. I said, "Great." And so I sit back down, and then I asked for the bill, and Renee goes, "Somebody paid for your meals." I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Yes." I goes, "It was the guy sitting down 2 tables one day." She said, "Yes." "What's his name?" "Al." So thank you, Al. It was very, no one's ever done, that was really since sweet. Steve and I have been meeting for 3 years out at breakfast, and we're always running into people, chatting with people. Al is the first one to ever do it. So thank you, Al. That was very kind of you.
Can he be your bodyguard?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting back to the shoes off or on at the door.
Slip-ons, take them off.
Yep, take them off.
Okay.
Maureen said body oil from feet. That's why she's saying that bare feet on carpet is bad. And Brittany, girl, return your shopping cart. That was one of the first things that we talked about.
Hey, that's Brittany from Glass City Staging and Design.
That's our sponsor today.
Wow, she's watching.
Show her respect, people.
All right, here's one that I'm going to try today because I'm was going to play golf today, but it's just too windy. I mean, it's nice out and it's warm, and I'd love to play, and it's killing me, but going out to Crooked Creek and you got a 25, 30 mile an hour wind in your face. It's like, it's not fun. It's just not fun. So instead, the buddy that was going to go golfing with me, he and I are going to go have dinner. My man, Mike Norton from Flint. Anyway, he's in town seeing his grandson. Anyway, active listening. Pay close attention to what others are saying. Show you're engaged through nonverbal cues like nodding or maintaining eye contact, and avoid interrupting, and stay off your phone.
Ooh.
I put that one in.
Oh, are you going to be able to pull that off?
Always. Here's what I do. And I've done.
Always.
I don't have a problem with my phone when I'm out with my friends, because here's what I do. And I did this
It's just with your family?
The only time I bring up my phone is if I'm getting information for our conversation, or if that's usually about it. So Steve and I were at breakfast and on Saturday, and I said, Steve, excuse me, but I got to text my wife about what she wants for breakfast. So I texted you, and then I put my phone back down. I'll say what I'm doing if it's going to interrupt our conversation. That's what I do. I don't ever sit there with you, me, and Josh and Olivia and just check out Twitter or check out my scores. I don't do that. Never have I done that. And if you think I have, then you're misinformed. That is she is lying to you people right now. Mark it down. Show 39. I don't surf the freaking internet. Name a time when I did that. Name it.
Oh my gosh. Let me just call Olivia or Josh right now.
Where I will just get bored with what you guys are talking about, and I like check my email. That doesn't happen.
Check scores all the time.
I say I need to check a score, and I check a score, and then I come back to the conversation. I tell you what I'm going to do. There you go. Anyway, active listening. I'm going to try that today. All right, your turn.
Mary's getting back about the carpet.
Maureen
is correct. Oil or lotion off your feet isn't good for carpet. However, outside shoes on carpet is nasty. Yes.
Okay, so she owns America's Carpet Barn in Traverse City. She's been
and
forever. She knows her way around carpet.
And some of the bathrooms in some of the places that we eat, it's like I would never wear my shoes in the house after going in those bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How about helping people on or off with their coat, pulling out their chair to sit on. But one again that I feel was embedded in us growing up was treat everyone fair and equal. And this came up when I worked at the zoo, and we had our Zoo Today Saturday morning program, and I produced it. And the TV crew that I worked with, we had a question of the day where kids could write in questions to the zoo, and then we would handpick the question to read live and have the keeper give the answer at the end of every episode. Well, there were two kids that wrote in the same question. And one was a child of one of the guys from the TV station, and he only wanted his son's name up there. And I said, but I have this little girl from, she also wrote it. And I'm like, no, they both, what's the difference? Put the same question up with each name.
Right.
He did not want to do it. And I said, he said something about, haven't you ever heard that, some people get different perks and whatever. And I said, I wasn't raised that way.
Oh,
I said, and boom. Had I been, I wouldn't be fighting hard to have her name on the screen along with your son's.
So what happened?
And the other two camera guys were standing there, and they were like snickering because no one stood up to this guy before.
And so did both names get up there?
So Saturday, I'm at home watching it. Boom, both names up.
There you go. That's why I married her.
Because
she's feisty.
No, I said to him, imagine this little girl
seeing her question and not her name.
Question and not her name. I would really be bummed if that
could
were
ruin
me.
her life.
Yes.
Take
So
her down
take
a
that.
trail.
You know who you are.
There you go. You know who you are. All right, I got a bunch here. Express gratitude, saying thank you when somebody helps you out, being considerate of boundaries, respecting personal space, keeping promises. Oh. That's a biggie. If you say you're going to do something, follow through. And if you're not, phone call, text, whatever.
I feel you're pretty good about that.
Me?
Yeah, you don't think you are?
Oh no, I'm awesome at that. I'm just talking about others.
Just ask you.
Talking about others in my life that aren't so good at that.
Hey, scroll back up for a minute. Boundaries.
Yes.
Have you always known about boundaries?
Why?
Because I just learned about boundaries, like boundaries.
Well, yeah,
when we lived in Louisiana. So what was I, 40s?
I mean, that's just kind of normal.
No, because not everybody is taught about having a healthy boundary, not only for yourself, but for other people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't.
Maybe we need to chat about that.
I don't know. It just.
Maybe that should.
It depends on who it is. There are certain people, that you just, if you don't know them very well. Like whenever I saw Susie last Thursday when we did the football picks, and I know when I see her, it's going to be a side hug because that's what she does. And so you just do that because that's her. She's always been that way.
I'm talking about like verbal boundaries. Like,
well, I don't think this is verbal. Showing verbal. This is respect people's personal space. There's a difference. Verbal boundaries.
Well, it's all part of it, though.
You mean like cursing and stuff in front of people and all that?
No, I mean like when you say to me, "I don't want to talk about this anymore," and then I come back at you. I overstepped your boundary. You gave me your boundary.
I did. A lot.
That's a two-way street, mister.
No,
and you're giving me the proverbial look as you're passing me.
No, here's the deal. When you get to a point when we're having an argument, somebody has to say, okay, this is going on too long. Let's table it. Let's table it. Table the conversation. Or it's like, okay, I heard what you said, but I'm done talking about this. Okay, we can circle back.
All right. Dorina is saying phones. Ouch. So she must agree. She's saying Japanese tradition about the shoes being taken off at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then the phones are a touchy subject for sure. Barb, Sharon, I agree. Both names should be up there for the question. Yeah, should appear for the question. Pet peeve, you're talking with, listening to a friend face to face, and that friend is one that feels the need to keep touching your arm. And
was that at Stubborn Brothers, Rick, when you were getting paid last Thursday?
Was that Denny?
Who was that? No, who was he sitting next to?
Well, he's not saying.
Oh, it was Super Cooch. Was Super Cooch touching your thigh?
Okay.
Because he was sitting next to Cooch.
You got that. You got that magnetism, Rick.
And feel better, Cooch. Cooch is under the weather. He couldn't golf today anyway.
So that's kind of boundary.
Okay, so I got to get this one in before we're done because I see we're running out of time here.
Okay.
And you respect people's opinions is a tangible way of showing respect. Everyone has got an opinion, and we are all entitled to them. So this is from the internet. Okay. Considering that not everybody thinks and acts the same, it shouldn't be such a wrenching experience to acknowledge others' opinions, irrespective of how disparaging or different an opinion might come off to you. You don't have to dismiss the person entirely as that may come off disrespectful. You can at least acknowledge where they might be coming from. This shows you respect their opinions and politely disagree. I can't do that. I can't. I've written people off. I know I'm a child. I'm getting better at it as I'm an adult. But I mean, you see it now more than ever. I mean, there are people.
Really? Because I feel you're really good at that. And I write people off for you before you never write people off.
No, I don't. I
write them off for you. Because
here's what I mean. I used to do it like a lot. I don't do it as much now as I'm getting older because I feel bad for people because some of their opinions are just so wrong and just so stupid, especially when it comes to God. No, I'm talking about when it comes to God and God's word and Easter and all that. And, my heart just breaks for people, the stuff that they believe or, I'm not good at that. And if you're telling me your opinion on something And if I respond this, listen, I'm going to give you a little insight into the Den Man. Okay. This is what the Den Man does. By the way, where's our names? Denny and Sharon. I kind of like it without it. I think everybody knows who we are.
I don't know. It's down there, isn't it?
I don't know. Anyway,
I'm Sharon.
I'm going to give you some insight. I'm Denny. I'm going to give you some insight on the Den Man. All right. So if we're talking and you're telling me something and I answer like this, wow, that sure is something.
Or
That means,
else he's doing this.
it means I don't give a rip. And I'm not really going to pick a side. I'm not going to say, yeah, you know what? You're right. If I come back with, yeah, that sure was something. Anyway, there you go. I'm bad at respecting other people's opinions because I check out. And then another one, it says respect people's choices. That's even worse. You got to respect people's choices. Choices are like opinions. You don't always have to agree with every choice people make, but you can at least respect where they're coming from. Having someone disrespect the choice that you've made is equal to them disrespecting you as a person. I'm here to tell you, I've made some really stupid choices. And I wish somebody would have told me, are you sure you want to do that? You want to think that? Maybe you might want to think that through.
I'm pretty sure Pat and Don surely gave you some of that advice or something.
Well, of course, they teach you right from wrong, and you know, they did their best. But yes, trial and error, and we're stupid and we make choices. But it's like, when I read this, it's like, if somebody says to me, I'm thinking about having an affair on my wife, I'm not going to go, well, okay, well, that's your opinion. And, good luck with that choice. And I'm going to go, what the hell are you doing? Why would you do that? Well, it's because I'm, whatever. And I've had guys, not now, but in the past, I've had people say that to me when I was younger, thinking about having an affair. And I'm like, dude, it's just going to get worse. You're going to compound the problems. 2 women? No, not a good look. Anyway.
All right,
so
let's see what Tommy said.
All right. Tommy says,
you read it.
We are all born ignorant and most grow out of it. Some are born stupid, never get over it. I have great respect and patience for the ignorant, but have zero respect for stupidity.
Well, you and my dad would have been besties.
Yeah. That's why I love Tommy. Kim Zaraki. Hi, Kim. People can have good hearts and make bad choices, but you don't have to like or agree with them. Bam. Good one. But I also think if they ask you what you think, I think you got to be honest. Nappy, Rob Blousy.
Really?
It would be respectful to add the co-host's name to the big logo. What did he say?
He's just being
the big
funny.
logo in the background.
There is something to be said for a lesson learned the hard way. Believe me, I know a lesson learned is lesson learned for life for sure.
I know, Maureen.
Kim's hearting you.
There you go.
Tommy, you can't fix stupid, according to Maureen. That's so funny. So here's a few more real quick.
Okay.
Arriving on time.
Oh, getting to church on time.
Picking up litter when you see it. You do that a lot.
I do.
How about apologizing? Do people apologize anymore?
Yep. I had somebody apologize to me Sunday morning.
That's being respectful. Yeah.
I had somebody apologize to me Sunday morning. I said it twice.
Who would that be?
Well, we're empty nesters. So if the cats can talk. And it was such a stupid argument. It was, when are we going to leave for church?
Oh my gosh, we're not getting sidetracked by another story of the Schaefer household.
I'm just saying.
Lots of good stuff. We need to figure out how to pass these things down to the youth. Well, I think it's by modeling it out. We can say, but because it's about talking to people, not talking at people. That was another thing that's respectful, talking to someone, not at them. Yeah. And I think it's modeling it, because you can talk to your boo in the face, but if you're doing this and you're not role modeling it, it's going to fall on deaf ears.
You could share this podcast with every person you know. That would be helpful.
Hold on. Okay. Helpful. I know we're 50 minutes. Not talking on your cell phone speaker when you're in public places.
Oh,
that is like disrespectful let me just take this on myself. I feel that's just totally disrespectful of everyone's space.
It is.
It's invading your boundaries, your space, whatever.
It's annoying.
And you're grocery shopping, you're clothing shopping, you're at the doctor's office, in the lobby or whatever, and people are carrying on their full-fledged conversation on speakerphone.
It's mainly women.
Kids text, they don't talk. It's soon to be a lost art. I agree. And you know what? And they don't even return their text on a timely fashion. That's also disrespectful.
That's very true.
So how about dressing for the occasion?
Yeah.
Is that respectful?
I think so, especially like weddings and stuff. Don't wear flip-flops to a wedding. What is wrong with you?
Well, what if it's a beach wedding?
Okay, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about, and you know that. A church wedding, you go into a church, you're wearing flip-flops? No.
Right.
You don't do that.
Playing music from a speaker while on a hike. Yeah, again,
how about this one? Oh, I just remember this one.
Invading people's space.
No music and speakers on your golf cart when you're playing golf. No music. Brad Crown.
You're calling people out?
I'm calling them out.
Wow.
Sorry. At least last time we played and he had it going, I said, all right, at least put it on classic rock. Okay. Give me some rock. Give me some. He goes, how about Steely Dan? I'm like, okay, I like Steely Dan, but we can't have it loud because I'll be over the ball and I'll be singing to myself, go back, Jack, do it again. And no, golf is a solace, calm, quiet place. Listen for the birds or somebody off in the trees peeing.
Okay.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay. This
See what happens when I don't drink and smoke? I got a lot more energy.
This actually, what does Kim say?
I don't know, but we're running out of time.
It's fun when they have an AirPod in their ear and you think they're talking. Yes.
Oh, now that's funny.
Kim.
See, I don't have a problem with people doing that, but it's when they're on speakerphone, pajama pants. When
depends on who you
bed.
ask, I guess.
Only if you're at Walmart.
Well, I wear pajama pants a lot in the house.
Yeah, but you don't. Do you wear them out in the public? No, people wear. I see them out.
No, maybe to get the mail
all the time. It's not the same.
Okay, one last thing.
Although the HOA may have a rule about it.
One last thing. This was actually in an article I read about respect. And this was over and over and over again by people. Refrain from using profanity.
Okay.
Because not everybody uses it. And they feel it's a shot of disrespect.
Yeah,
so
I have people apologize to me all the time.
So effing stop using it, people.
Yeah, you effers. I let people say to me, they'll drop in the F-bomb, and it just happened recently. You go, oh, I'm sorry. Because they know that I rarely swear unless I'm really mad. And I swore once on the golf course, and I don't know if it was Cooch or somebody goes, that's the first time I ever heard you swear. I'm like, yeah, try not to. Because I was bad back in the day. Oh, I was such a bad swearer. But anyway.
I wondered.
Lodo Joe, WTF.
I wondered where he was.
What
I'm
up,
like, where's he
dude?
been?
He's like our personal texter on the show. He texts more than anybody. Anyway.
All right. Are we done?
So, yes. There you go.
That was a long podcast. Sorry, people. Thanks for playing along, though.
Yes.
So
please share it.
Wednesday, we don't know.
Are we doing HOA
a main
stuff?
topic, but you'll find out between now and Wednesday, or just pop in for a little visit. All right. You got your video, or get the speaker up a little bit louder.
Okay, it's up.
Here's your funny video.
Right? Here's the funny video. Check this out. This is mine, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You didn't send it.
It was under. I said I emailed it to myself.
Oh,
we can use it another time.
Okay.
Left the wing, baby.
Get it.
Oh.
Get in the hole. Good pot. Good shot. Yo, he's going for your ball.
Oh.
Yo! Yo! Yo!
Hey, yo!
America, baby. America.
Yo.
America. Yo, it's waste. I'll give it to you if it goes in. There's no shot. No way! He has your ball, bro.
Drop it, brother.
No. No way. There's no way. Nah, don't. No, that's illegal, brother. Don't mess with it. Oh! Oh no, Red.
That is wild.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He hits it like a foot from the pin, and the eagle comes. He thought it was probably some kind of egg or something, but that's,
Yeah, he probably did.
that's kind of funny.
But they were laughing because they, get an eagle on the golf course. Get it?
Funny.
Yeah. So
Happy birthday, Mom. Miss you. Have a good Monday, everybody.
all right, we'll see y'all on. Oh wait, who's it?
Wednesday.
Down for the eagle. Yeah, see LDJ. Put it down for the eagle.
Yep.
All right, see y'all Wednesday noon.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.